Let's get started with this energizing salutation flow. Breathe in, bring your hands above your head, and when you breathe out, dive down. Breathe in, halfway lift, and then when you breathe out, come through a chaturanga to meet me in a downward facing dog. Paddle out your feet, and then you're gonna lift your right leg up first, three-legged dog, and then bring your right leg forward and then lower your left knee, come into a low lunge. And then we're gonna do some cactus arms with each breath. So with each breath out, you're gonna bring your arms into 90 degrees angles. From here, pick your right leg up again and bring your right foot outside of your right hand to come into a lizard pose. So with each breath, you're gonna hinge forward a little bit to open up that hip a little bit more. From here, transition into a pigeon pose on the right side to open up that left hip a little bit more. Once again, with each breath, hinge a little bit more forward to open up that left hip a little bit more. From here, come back into a downward facing dog, and then we're gonna change sides. So lift your left leg up this time, come into a low lunge, and then with each breath out, come into the cactus arms. So 90 degrees angles with your arms. From here, pick up your left leg again and bring your left foot to be outside of your left hand to come into a lizard pose. With each breath, hinge a little bit more forward to open up into that right hip a little bit more. From here, transition into a pigeon pose on the left hand side. And with each breath out, hinge a little bit more forward to open up that right hip a little bit more. And then you're going to transition through a downward facing dog and go through a chaturanga again, and then meet me in a downward facing dog again, and then step or hop to the top of the mat. Take a deep breath in, halfway lift, breathe out, forward fold, breathe in, chair pose, and when you breathe out, tree pose, and then come into a mountain pose and do this again. So chair pose again, breathe out, forward fold, breathe in, halfway lift, and then step or hop into a plank pose, chaturanga, and meet me in a downward facing dog for our second sun salutation. Lift your left leg out this time, and then bring your left leg in front of you to come into a high lunge, and then open up into a warrior two. Hinge to the left side to come into an extended side angle, and then reverse it into a peaceful warrior. And then you're gonna switch sides. So pick up your right leg this time and bring it forward into a high lunge. And then you're gonna open up into a warrior two. And then first hinge forward into an extended side angle, and then reverse into a peaceful warrior for some side body stretches. From here, come back into a downward facing dog. Now we're gonna step or hop to the top of the mat. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, chair pose, and slowly rise up into a tree pose. Breathe out, mountain pose. And then let's do it again. This time you're gonna dive down twice. So breathe in, tree pose. Breathe out, forward fold. And then take a deep breath in, come back to tree pose. And then when you breathe out, chair pose. Breathe in, halfway lift. And when you breathe out, forward fold, come into a plank and through a chaturanga. Meet me in a downward facing dog. From here, you're gonna pick up your right leg first and then step it forward, but not fully, so that both legs can be straight, so that you're in this pyramid pose. Then as you windmill your arms to come into a triangle pose, pivot your back foot, and then you're gonna hinge forward into an extended side triangle, and then reverse it into a reverse triangle. From here, windmill your arms to come back to the mat and come back into a three-legged dog. We're going to do a chaturanga with your right leg picked up, and then meet me in a downward facing dog. Reverse the sides. So left leg first, come into a pyramid pose first. Windmill your arms as you pivot your back foot, and then you're going to hinge forward into an extended triangle pose, and then reverse it into reverse triangle pose. From here, windmill your arms again. We're going to pick up our left legs into a chaturanga with elevated left legs. And then meet me in a downward facing dog, and then step or hop to the middle of your mat because we're gonna sit down from here. So come into a chair pose, rise up, and then we're gonna sit down on our mats. So sitting in the middle of your mat, bring the soles of your feet together, knees apart in this butterfly pose. We're going to hinge forward for several breaths to open up your hips a little bit more. So try to keep a straight back sensation as you hinge forward. So that's going to open up your chest as you hinge forward. From here, stack one shin on top of the other to come into a firelog pose. And then you're going to hinge forward with each breath. And then we're going to do a spinal twist. So twist to the left and then twist to the right before we change the stacking of your legs. So stack your shins the other way this time. And then we're going to hinge forward. Keep a straight back sensation to open up your chest as you hinge forward. And then spinal twist to the right side. And then spinal twist to the left side. Then you're going to kick your legs forward to come into a straight leg forward fold. But feel free to keep a bend in your knees so that you can get into your hamstrings. We don't need to be very prescriptive with our straight leg forward folds. From here, come into a single leg forward fold. So you're going to bend your right leg first and then just hinge forward towards that left leg in front of you. And then we're going to switch sides. So kick out your right leg and then bend your left leg this time and then hinge your upper body towards your right leg. From here, you're going to kick out your legs to come into a reversed tabletop. So shoulders stacked on top of your wrist, and then feel free to have some fun with it. Maybe kick one leg up at a time to work on your core a little bit. From here, a reverse tabletop position for a little bit more core workout. And then we're just going to rock up and down. So you're going to bring your knees to a bend and then bring your hands to be on the back of your thighs and just rock up and down until you come into a seated position. Hope you have an energizing day. See you next time.